Okay, well, welcome back to the iWealth podcast. So happy to have you here. I have Sean Pomeroy with iWealth and JP Eykyn with iWealth and Wasika. And I want to talk today about the why iWealth. And what I mean by that is other advisors. So, we know that I know I can't do this all by myself, and none of us can. And we're some of our entire team, which is, 13 or 14 strong at this point. We want to continue our whys, continue to make an impact on the communities that we live in and things like that. But, Sean, you've been with me for over 10 years and part of iWealth and our growth, and JP coming up on 5. Let's have a conversation. If you were a financial advisor, if someone was sitting across the table today and you wanted to take a look at iWealth and look at becoming part of that ecosystem, what's that like? And you've been here longest, Sean. Let's start with you. What would you tell that advisor? Maybe what's different, maybe what's not different. What's your thoughts when I ask you that question?
From a financial advisor standpoint, I think some people have this concept that it's all about just the money, just about picking that, magic mutual fund, which stock is going to go up or anything like that. And I'd say that that's probably the least valuable component in what we do. I think most firms out there have the capacity to use, good investments. It's there.
Yep.
I think for me, it's that ability that as a team, we're going to support that advisor in having conversations with clients that are deeper, they're more. What are their goals? What's their family like? What's important to them, right? And how do we create a investment portfolio, or how do we create an estate plan that backs all that up? Let's put a big bow around it and give that to them. And without a team, I think that'd be incredibly difficult. How do you get done with a meeting, take care of your action items from that, and move on to the next thing? You need that support so you can stay with that client and really roll up your sleeves and help them.
Yeah. I'll get back to the day-to-day in a second. But JP, when I asked that question, you've been meeting with a lot of clients and things like that. Is iWealth a little bit different? What would you say to that advisor that's kind of kicking tires of other places they could do, or career paths, things like that? Why is iWealth maybe special or not? What comes to mind?
Yeah, it'd be the team that we're surrounded with, and the continuity that we have, and the processes that we've developed to make sure that if a piece of the puzzle is out, I think of myself for instance, right. I had my life derailed a little bit, and I was out 7 months basically, and I was never worried that Brad or Sean, either one of them, could have answered any of my clients' questions or addressed any of their needs. And we meet on a bi-weekly basis, the three of us, and we talk through things. Yeah. We don't all three think the same, which is great because we can bounce ideas off of each other, or handle different complex planning items that way. Yeah. So that team surrounding you really empowers you to be able to create more time to focus more on our clients. We're not bogged down necessarily from a follow-up standpoint. Right. We have more time to focus on what's this next meeting look like, or I have more time to think about these planning items.
Yeah, I'm a systems and process kind of person. That's how I think and kind of work, and so we have a lot of that built into iWealth. Let's go back to JP's situation. So we both had this. You stepped in and had a client meeting. What gave you the confidence? First of all, we trust JP and trust each other, and we know they're sound investments because we use similar investments. But what gave you the confidence walking into that client meeting, Sean? What are some of the tools, things like that?
Yeah. First of all, we do have open conversations in our office. We have client events where I've met most of the clients. JP's met most of the clients. Do we work with them? Maybe not. I work with mine, and but we've got similar enough personalities we've got intentionally, I believe we all have the same core values. We've built our whole team around a set of core values that surprises don't come up. JP doesn't act fundamentally different than me, and just that ability to have that confidence when we're looking in our database, right? We've got notes from the last meeting. We've got their financial plan built out. We're using the same tools. We use them repetitively, and each client's plan is different, but we're all using the same stuff. We're not reinventing the wheel, and it's not, for goodness sakes, it's not just on a yellow pad, that after the meeting is thrown away. I mean, we've got the ability to pick up where somebody else left off.
For sure. JP, what are the tools, technology that we use day in and day out? Like you had a meeting this morning. What was on your screen? What did it look like?
Yeah, from a technology standpoint, we use our proprietary software, FDC Plan on Purpose, and in there, the biggest thing that we have documented is, in the next 12 months, what's important to you. Not about money, not about investments, like Sean said earlier, but what do you want in the next 12 months? What that also allows, back to the previous scenario, is Sean opens that and meets with my client. He now knows what's important
to the client.
Yeah.
If we don't have that documented right there, Sean is starting from scratch. So that's the first thing that we look at each meeting. And from there, we can address all of the planning items. And it's either needs attention or completed. How easy is it for Sean to click into needs attention, be able to read the notes that we have on cash flow, and be able to pick up where I left off?
And then move over to an e-money.
Exactly.
And look at the cash flow, or double check their assets. Does your bank account changed? Well, why?
Yeah, exactly. So
tell me more.
FDC, Riskalyze, where we look and address clients' risk, make sure it still aligns with their goals. Do they have new goals? And then eMoney, where we gather financials and do cash flow analysis. And once again, there's a running list of everything that they have.
Right.
So pre-meeting, Sean can look at that and say, okay, I have a decent idea of what their goals are. I have a decent idea of where they're at from a financial standpoint.
What the gaps are.
And I'm able to connect how their accounts are set up in Riskalyze based on their goals and based on the income that they need.
Right, yeah.
So,
and you take all that and you have a good conversation kind of back with the FTC Plan on Purpose on maybe estate planning. Maybe it's a little bit of going deeper in on taxes. We've got, maybe their taxes are uploaded into Holistaplan or a program like that where we can run some scenarios. Again, with us all using the same tools and more or less knowing how the other guy thinks. We've been around each other a lot. We're not going to be taking a client on a zigzag tour today.
Right.
It goes back, like you said, what's their goals? And now how do I help further that today?
Yeah, for sure. And, not to drag this out too long, because I know you're paying attention, but on the backside of that, once the meeting's done, there's this whole backstage of processes that are created to make sure that the promises Sean and JP and I give to our clients are delivered back to them through our assistants and the team that we've kind of assembled and put together. We have a marketing team. We run EOS or traction in the business and have different L10s that we run. Monthly, the sales L10 you brought up that Sean takes care of on a monthly basis. So there's a lot of things that are put in place from that standpoint. But, truly appreciate you guys, appreciate the team that we built. We'll continue to grow that team with the right people, with the right, temperament. The core values that you mentioned, Sean, is first and foremost with everything. But if you have any questions, you want to talk to either one of these guys or myself, or check out iWealth, just give us a call. We're here to answer those questions, and have a great day.